think that we all are taking a little different approach. I mean, if you look at to the same end, which is about more choice and control. So, TiVo comes at it from saying, hey, we have an integration with what is being broadcast today. We have the DVR, so you have all the choice available there, plus we'll give you internet content at the same time. Others like us are saying, no, we're just going to give you a really affordable box for the internet, which right now is supplementary to your cable, but everything's on demand. It's really easy to use. It works in any home. You just need broadband. We have wireless built in. So we're going to start with that approach, and the consumer can add it to what they're doing today, or replace it. It's up to the consumer. Other people are working with telephone companies to say, hey, how can they offer a solution? I think Zillion started out, for example.
Well, and then Verizon's, what's their...
The Fios service?
Yeah.
Well, Fios is going head to head with the cable companies, with Time Warner and Comcast. And they can do that because they have the scale to invest in that kind of technology and build out their network to do it. So, I think one of the things, this is all very early right now in terms of what's going over the internet. And the first step, which we've taken is, okay, we all figured out how to do it on the PC. Have Hulu or ABC or CBS or NBC.com or really high quality video, really easy to use, but that's not where people want it. So the step we're taking right now is, okay, how do I get that experience on the television? So it's not trying to replace everything you have, it's saying there's a lot of good stuff on the PC, let's move good stuff to the television. And we started with Netflix. Their service was originally a PC-based service, and we gave them a way to put that on the TV in high quality. Then we have Amazon's service, now Major League Baseball as our third partner. And where we're going beyond that is, how do you then create everybody? So we now create an open platform, which will be launching soon, which will essentially let anyone create a channel on the Roku player and reach through the internet to the television set with their content.
Now, just quickly, was this a vision from the start?
Yes.
So let's start simple. Let's do something like the
Yes.
box that can handle Netflix, and then...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been a step at a time, just through the normal process of creating new features. So if you think about, we started with Netflix. We were Netflix only for about maybe 10 months. But during that time, we were actually building an SDK, and we used that SDK internally to build the Amazon channel. And then once we finished that, we started making that SDK sort of finalized to the point we could release it to some developers, which we started with this summer. And then they have been working, some of them working, and towards new content, which will be released shortly.
Now, are these independent developers, or these developers you're working?
These are typically people, there's a couple of people have announced they're working with us already. So for example, Revision 3, yep. Blip TV, Mediafly. There's some people who have sort of said, hey, we're going to be on Roku when they open it up. So these are companies that have the technical capability to implement something on Roku, as well as content or aggregations of content that they want to make available on the television set.
So how did the Netflix deal, I mean, it seems like that's what put your box on the map.
Yeah, it really
was
did.
The fact that it could work with Netflix,
yeah.
and everybody was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Was it literally just calling them up and saying, hey, we have an idea?
No, it's actually more complicated than that. And this has been written about to some extent. This product, Roku's been around about 6-7 years, and Anthony Wood's the CEO and the founder of Roku, and actually Netflix was working on a project around this product, and he was asked to come help basically finalize that, and the decision was made before it was launched not to launch it as a Netflix product, but to make it a Roku product, but with Netflix as the primary content partner. So it was really started with a very close partnership between the two companies, and there's still a close partnership, but it was decided from the beginning that it would be a multi-content product in the same way that Netflix is licensing the Netflix streaming on multiple devices.
Yeah.
So I'll give the consumers more choice of devices and more choice of content.
Got it. So originally a device where I can get all my Netflix videos, and was it this week that you launched the ability for me to get my Blip TV?
Yeah, it hasn't launched yet.
Okay.
It's coming out soon. We've been talking about it. In fact,
soon as in next week, next month?
Very soon. We haven't announced the date. Very
okay.
soon. But in fact, at this event last year, our CEO said, basically announced we were going to create an open platform. So the intention has been there, and as I said, it's taken us some time to put it in fruition and get the channels created. But yeah, it's absolutely what we're doing, and it's imminent.
And how many Roku boxes have been sold?
What we're saying right now is hundreds of thousands. We're
Okay.
a private company, so we don't have to release a specific number. So hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands. So it seems like the next milestone would be what, like a
Millions,
million?
yeah.
And what's your goal for reaching that? Is it this Christmas season? Is it early next year?
We don't talk about a specific goal. I mean, if you think about the trajectory, we've been out for 18 months. We're at hundreds of thousands. A million is certainly with a decent growth curve, not too far off. What the number does matter. It matters to the people who want to create content. The more users they can reach, the more attractive our platform becomes. So one of the reasons we've been really focused on things like the price is to make it as affordable as possible. $79 is really a revolutionary price for a set-top box. These types of products usually were $200-300.
And that's your low-end box, right? That's
box.
the
Standard definition
SD. Okay.
And then the HD though at $99, and with all of them with wireless built in. So once you buy the product from us, there's nothing else you need to make it work. You don't have to go buy an adapter or something.
Yeah.
So it makes a big difference.
And it seems like Roku is very agnostic in the sense that you're not trying to co-opt anything. Like if Blip has a channel on the Roku box, it's not going to have Roku branding around, and Roku's not going to want to try and sell advertising. It's basically, we're just a device. We want lots of people to do the legwork to make their content work on the device, and the only cut we get is of the initial sale of the device.
That's right. So we are a consumer electronics company. We're selling devices to consumers. We have to enable a business model for the partners. I mean, in the end, they have to make some money from doing this. So in some cases, that'll be advertising. In Netflix case, they have a subscription fee. Amazon is a pay-per-view, $4 a movie or whatever the price of the movie is. So they choose. They deliver the video through their systems. Their channel is branded under their look. Style, and hopefully it extends their audience, whether it's from the PC or from other devices, and then brings them to Roku.
Yeah. What's been the kind of conversations with the Blips of the world?
I think a lot of people really want, the internet companies, which Blip is very much focused but on PC, internet, really want to get to the television. They produce, they aggregate a lot of original content. High quality content. It really should be watched on the television. These aren't just 30-second clips of user-generated content. So the way for them to get more value and more engagement is to get on the television. So they're really excited about it.
Yeah. It seems like there are a lot of. It's almost like a lot of companies coming from very different vantage points, trying to be the ones that kind of aggregate. For the consumer, hey, we're going to give you one device where you can access all your stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a fear of kind of confusion in the consumer market?
There will be
everybody
confusion.
has their products, and the consumer's like, what the hell? I don't even know who to go with.
We're beyond fear. It will be confusing.
Okay.
But that's okay. I think, there's TVs with internet connectivity built in. There's Blu-ray players. There's products like ours, which are, just a dedicated device. And I think what it gives the consumers, choices, and if that results in some confusion, that's fine. But choice is good. Look at the phone market. How many choices of phones out there? But what that means is you can find one that works for you, and if that one's successful, then that will be the most successful product in the market. So for the next couple of years, there's going to be a lot of product, lots of different choices. There may be some confusion, but in the end, I think it's going to result in better products.
So it seems like 2010, the focus is going to be on signing up lots of content partners, because that makes the box more attractive, and more retail deals and things like that to get the box distributed to more consumers.
So the focus for us is more content, and by the way, that means content for everybody who's already bought as well. We're going to upgrade all our existing users. Continue to make it as affordable as possible, including making maybe lower priced products. The awareness, we've been focused right now primarily on Netflix users. We're marketing through Amazon. As we add more partners, we're going to make it more increase the breadth of our marketing to get more people aware of the product. So I think if you see us the next year, we've been well known and adopted within some portion of the market that becomes aware of us through Netflix or Amazon, but really increase the awareness of the product and the value too.
So let me ask a question about, I guess when I think of Netflix,
Yep.
they are an aggregator of
Right.
studio content, right? So they make deals with 5, 10, 15 different studios. What if one of those studios approaches you directly?
We would certainly put that on, we'd be happy to carry that on the service. What tends to happen with movie studios is they're producers and they're distributors to a level, but they don't tend to run consumer services. They don't have big subscription models, services to collect payments, and they're really happy generally finding outlets for their movies, multiple ones, and doing it through them. Historically,
Yeah.
which is why people like Showtime and HBO, they use them for the for television distribution. Obviously theaters, they distribute through broadcast once it gets to a certain point in the life cycle. We'll see how that model evolves, but we'd be willing to work with anyone who wants to put good content.
Cool. All right. Jim, I appreciate it.
Good.
Thank you very much.
That was very nice. Thank you very much.